Oh, by video game rant, I meant 20-year anniversary of PlayStation 2! Yay! On the Geek Camcast! I still feel like it's going to be epic because it's talking about video games.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it's going to be epic.
So.
It's going to be epic because it's the 20th anniversary of what I consider still the best console ever made.
I'd have to agree. The PlayStation 2 was amazing. Plus, PlayStation 2, for me, was one of the first times that I could play older video games.
Mm.
Right?
Right.
Because I could just... because you could, like...
It's backwards compatible with PS1.
Yeah, so you could, like, play the old games.
Yep.
So when they re-released them on... Like, Chrono Trigger, for instance, was re-released on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And the Final Fantasies as well were released.
And the Tactics ones.
You know, you could play them on the PS2, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. It was so awesome.
Plus, DVDs.
So
that was
many
my first
great
DVD player.
Yeah, that's right. That was my first DVD player as well.
Yeah.
And in fact, that was where I played Final Fantasy X. And while I thoroughly enjoyed the battle system in Final Fantasy X, I enjoyed the sphere grid for the most part.
I love the sphere grid. I think that was one of the things that kept me with it so long.
What I didn't like was how linear it was. That was my only complaint with that game. And I didn't like Tidus as a lead character. I wasn't really a fan of Tidus. But then again, that doesn't really mean much, because, like, you play enough RPGs, you're not always going to like the lead character.
No.
It's just how it is, right? But, also, then I played Final Fantasy 12, blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
What's another one of the games that was on PlayStation 2? Resident Evil 4?
Resident Evil 4 was on it after it launched on the GameCube. Because remember that was that whole thing where
That's right.
Capcom's like, Resident Evil's going exclusive on Nintendo, and all the PlayStation fans were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We made this series as big as it is. What are you talking about?
And they did, too. But that was a good partnership, though, because the remastered Resident Evil 1 looked incredible.
And 0.
I never played 0.
Oh, that was really cool.
I never played the first one, but I did remember watching it, James play it.
Yeah, I watched James play both of them, because I can never do the tank controls.
Yeah, they...
Never.
I did GameCube Resident Evil 2, and I beat that game.
Yeah.
I played the original Resident Evil on PlayStation, and... No, that's wrong. I played that one on the N64 as well. And when you get back into the fucking mansion, like, you leave the mansion, and you go to the greenhouse, and, you know, there's the plant, and then there's the bees. Right?
Yep.
When you get back into the house, every single room that had a zombie now has a hunter in it. Has the equivalent number.
Yeah.
So if one room had 3 zombies, you had 3 hunters. And I remember even in the guide it said, you're going to want to run a lot.
Don't even bother.
I fought one hunter. I killed it. And I was like, oh god, this is brutal. And I literally went into a room and there was 3 hunters and I went, no. So I never beat that game. I literally was just like, what the fuck? And I tried, like, running, but like the tank controls, they didn't get any better on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Or on the N64 as well. They didn't get any better. In fact, I think they might have been worse. I was just like, fuck this shit.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Oh.
So many great games, though.
So the PS2 is still the top-selling console of all time.
Yeah, no. When we talked about doing this, I looked it up, and it's still
155 million.
And it's
worldwide.
What's the closest one?
The closest is the Nintendo DS.
Yep.
With 154.
I was gonna say, like, it's
close.
Crazy that it was that
It's close, but like actual console-wise, the next closest one is the PlayStation 4 with 108.
I know.
Like PS2. That thing was huge.
It had a lot of positives going for it because A, it was a DVD player.
It was a DVD player.
B, it was backwards compatible, which, come on now, guys, like, make it so you don't have to constantly re-buy the same game a million times.
It was released when there was no Xbox yet.
That's right,
so
too.
it didn't have to compete with the Xbox.
That's right.
Dreamcast was around, but then it died. I remember that. Like, to me, as a gamer, it was a historic event to go into a game store and see Crazy Taxi for the PS2 with the Sega logo on it.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing to see Sega
weird.
on other systems.
That was really weird. Yeah, that was one of those where you're just like,
wow.
As a gamer, I mean, granted, like, I was Super Nintendo. I was a Super Nintendo kid.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the games that I loved on Super Nintendo went over to the PlayStation.
You had a Game Gear, though, didn't you?
But I had a Game Gear.
Because I remember playing your Game Gear at Ogden Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the Game Gear. But like Ryan, not Borderlands.
The other Ryan. Yeah.
Excuse me. He had a Sega Genesis.
Okay.
So he had a Sega Genesis. And I remember that was the first time I played Shining Force, which is a strategic RPG. Okay? And the only reason why I bring this up is one of my best friends at the time, Steve, he was a big Shining Force fan. And I played that game for 20 minutes. Why? Because when you're used to a turn-based RPG, and all of a sudden you're playing one that's a turn-based RPG, but it's all strategic, so you have a certain amount of area that you can move, but you also have to take into account hills or valleys, or what angle your party member's at. Yeah. I mentally just could not get into it because it was too hard. You know, and I know some people are
they are hard.
I know some people are like, yeah, but RPGs, Chris, are hard. It's like, yeah, but I got I'm down. Like I go to
it's a whole different thing, though.
I go to a new dungeon.
Yeah.
So between the town and that dungeon, I want to level up at least once or twice, maybe 3 times, right? So that way, when I'm at that dungeon, I can level up 2 or 3 times before a boss. That's my goal, 2 or 3 times, right? I was like completely at a loss, you know? But it looked nice.
I think I played the Genesis at Craig Brown's house.
Craig Brown.
Craig Brown. He had it. We played Street Fighter. That Street Fighter was only available on Sega at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it was ever on the first Nintendo.
No, it wasn't on Nintendo.
That's arcades, right. Obviously. Like I played it was not arcades.
On Nintendo. That's right. You're right. It was on. But I also I played Sonic 1, 2, and 3 because he had the Genesis. And I still maintain. I'm not really sure how those games. Like I play a Sonic game now, like an actual that remastered, not remastered, but the boss levels or whatever. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
It's just flat.
But I was like,
what is happening?
Like I beat the level. How'd you do that? I don't know.
I did good.
I held right and I pressed the jump button.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally when I couldn't move, I held down and I revved up and then
I went.
I beat the level. I beat a lot of levels. But I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Yeah, I never played any of the originals until Sonic and Knuckles. That was the first Sonic game I played.
Yeah.
So I remember that had awesome cover art.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome.
That one was also cool. It's funny. PlayStation 2, but we're talking about Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis had
Sega needs its
with Sonic and Knuckles. It was actually kind of neat because they had a double cartridge type of thing.
Yeah.
So you put the cartridge in and you play as Sonic. They put the thing on top of it, and then you play the same levels as Knuckles.
Oh, I don't remember that part of it.
I want to say
I remember playing it, but I don't remember how cartridge.
One of them. I can't remember if it was that one or if it was another one, but it was one of those ones that I just made like, this is crazy cool. But anyway, so what do we got here?
So to bring around, okay, it launched with 33 games. Okay, you know what? Let's start. Let's
do it.
Back then, in the old days, we never had the internet.
No, it was just PlayStation. PlayStation Magazine.
Official PlayStation Magazine, which I bought for Demo Disc. EGM, yep. Game Pro. I bought all the time, and then I bought the
I loved
PSM.
Game Pro is a big fan of PSM,
yeah.
Of course, because of the demo discs and everything.
Yeah.
Demo discs is crazy.
Yeah.
Cool Borders, I played that on the demo disc.
Yeah. Oh, demo discs were So good. I love Demo Disc. But I got to read all about the PS2, and I was so excited for it. I remember grabbing a styrofoam coffee cup from the store, my parents' store, and saving up a little bit of cash. Every time I had cash, I would put it in that cup.
That's right.
And then I went and made my pre-order at EB Games. First thing I ever bought from EB in Inner City Mall. I pre-ordered the PS2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that was like, well, this came out in March in Japan. It was October for North America.
Yep.
So it was probably around March when I actually pre-ordered it here.
Yep.
So I had 3/4 of a year to save up, and I made it. I was pumped. I was so pumped. I went into EB, and they told me, sorry, we got short supply on the PS2s. You're going to be in the next run. You don't get a launch one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had to wait 3 more weeks.
God damn it.
Fuckers.
That's horrible.
But in the meantime, I went to Blockbuster and I looked at all the launch titles on the shelves.
That's another thing that I loved about the time period was Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I bought it. I bought it, I think, 2 or 3 months before they re-released it in the slim version.
Yeah.
It was close enough where I was like, fuck, I probably could have waited. But I'm glad I didn't wait. Because, like, I bought it and I had Snake Eater. I bought Snake Eater with it at Walmart because of the discount.
Yeah.
And I remember distinctly, like, because I had to bus home now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I bus home with the PlayStation 3, or PlayStation 2, sorry, Metal Gear Solid 3, and I'm itching because, for those of you who don't know, Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. And in fact, if it wasn't for Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, I don't think I would have ever played Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2. Because that's the only reason why I played those two was because I saw 2 screenshots of Metal Gear Solid 3. One was an ad where it shows Snake hiding behind a log, crouched down in a log.
Yeah.
Knife here, gun like this. That's how it was. So gun like this, and he's looking up and around.
And there's a soldier walking by.
There's a soldier walking by, but you can see Snake, but it's really hard. And I was like, whoa, that's really cool. And there was another one in an actual magazine where it showed him in Stalingrad, that's right, where it's all red, and he's in the red camouflage, and he's up, and you can kind of make him out, like only his head and stuff. But I was like, this is incredible. And they give you like a list of the CQC, the Close Quarter Combat moves.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god. Because I played Metal Gear Solid 1, and I couldn't do it. It's
amazing. Like,
I could not do it because I played on the PS1.
I was a little bit of a fanboy, right? I was a little bit.
You were a huge fanboy.
Yeah.
Everybody was a huge fanboy of Metal Gear Solid 1, though. It wasn't just you. It was everybody. And in retrospect, I can see why, because the game is amazing, and it's crazy, and it's out there, and it's so much fun. It's very much like a fucking 80s action flick. Mm-hmm. Especially if you play the GameCube version.
Yo!
Twin Snakes, ladies and gentlemen. Twin Snakes.
Woo! Oh, that's so good. Would you run on the missile and do a backflip off it?
And I remember, like, watching me, and you were like, I didn't get this.
This is crazy.
Like, this is nuts, right? But I couldn't get into Metal Gear on PlayStation for whatever reason. Oh, no. The reason was because I played Siphon Filter. I thought Siphon Filter
Oh, yeah, you were on
the
that Siphon Filter kick.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a better game. I don't know why I thought that. But anyway, so I saw those screenshots, and I'm like, well, I gotta play 1 and 2. So, of course, I play 1 and 2. I played 2 on the PS2. And then, or did I? Yeah. 2 was on the PS2.
We played 2 quite a bit.
Yeah.
I remember one time you were over on a Saturday or something. You slept over.
It was the weekend.
I played Metal Gear Solid 2 throughout the whole day and beat it in one sitting. You remember that?
Yeah, because
literally from like 7 a.m. to like 11 or whatever.
Because Friday, you did the tanker mission.
Yeah.
So you did that, and then Saturday,
everything.
You beat the rest of it. And that's it. Like, that's all I watched.
Yeah.
In between, like, reading comic books and stuff like that, I watched you beat that game. And then when I beat that game later on, it was like, oh, you know, it's really cool, whatever. But, yeah, I Absolutely had to play Metal Gear Solid 3. But what I did do was I got off of the bus at Blockbuster and I rented, not Chaos Theory, but Splinter Cell, the second one.
Oh, wasn't that Chaos Theory?
Chaos Theory was the third one.
What was the second one called?
Anyway, so it was the second one.
Yeah.
So I actually had 2 different types of stealth games. And it took me a while to get into Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell is a tough one to get into, especially if you're coming off of, like, 2 video games worth of Metal Gear Solid stealth. And then, like, playing the demo for Snake Eater. When I played that demo for Snake Eater, it changed my life. It fucking changed my life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to own this game.
I remember buying Zone of the Enders.
Yeah.
Because it came with a Metal Gear 2 demo disc.
Oh, speaking of Zone of Enders, I've been meaning to tell you about this. So that new Dragon Ball Z game, Kakarot's Revenge or whatever it's called, the gameplay reminds me of Zone of the Enders.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's that weird floating, like, all over and shooting?
You're primarily fighting in the air, because everybody can fly.
Yeah.
So there'll be, like, your opponents in the distance, right? And then you can send off a volley of, like, energy blasts, or just these big, huge attacks, getting close, do massive amounts of damage. I was watching the gameplay, and I'm going, like, I think Ken would like that. Because it reminded me of Zone of Enders, and I gotta tell you.
I do love both Zone of the Enders.
I put a serious dent in Zone of the Enders, too. I remember just being like, I was in on that game, and I can't remember what happened.
I had a hard time getting into the sequel because I like the human characters more in the first.
I remember you told me that.
I'm a gamer who very much loves story. I'll rarely play a game that doesn't include a story, whether the gameplay is fun or not, because I feel like a story is what brings me in.
Is that why you don't really play fighting games?
Anymore. I loved the Mortal Kombat games on the PS2. The trilogy of Deception, or Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon.
Oh.
Armageddon was pretty crappy. But Deception
is
my favorite Mortal Kombat game to this day.
Oh.
Because you had the whole story, the story mode. You play through that, you do fights, you do missions and everything, you collect coins, you go to the crypt, you buy all the making of videos, all the costumes, all the secret characters.
Yeah, I can see why you would like that.
Like, and it kept me, I was addicted to it.
There's so many years I got addicted on Tony Hawk.
Yeah, all the Tony Hawks. And
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 was the one.
Even Matt Hoffman, right? BMX?
I didn't really like Matt Hoffman's BMX.
The second one I liked.
Yeah, I never played the second one.
Because there was another one too, Dave Mirra, right? Dave Mirra was the other BMX game.
Or maybe it was Dave Mirra that I didn't like.
I couldn't get into that one.
Was it Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 was on PlayStation 2, wasn't it?
3 and 4 were on the 2.
Yeah. That's the one that James destroyed with a broken arm, right?
3.
3? Yeah, that's right.
27 times you beat it with one hand. His left hand, too.
It's actually one of my favorite stories to tell people. When it's just like, yeah, I don't like, for a gamer, but like,
yeah.
I knew a kid who had his fucking left hand broken. Like, the joystick hand was broken, so he had to beat it like this.
Like it was did he have one finger that he could kind of... Maybe, I don't
exactly.
know, but
like, it was just the weirdest setup. They fucking destroyed that game. Like, the airport, like, I remember watching him get, like, fucking 400,000 points on one trick in the airport.
With one hand.
One hand, essentially. And you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I remember playing that with Wolverine.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Makes no fucking sense.
Wolverine in there.
Solid Snake was, he was on Xbox, wasn't he?
Solid Snake? Was Solid Snake?
No,
it was the second version of Metal Gear 2 or 3 that had a skateboarding mission.
That's right. On the tank, not on the tanker, but on the
that
whale
was
ring.
So weird. That was so weird.
Yeah.
Darth Maul was one of the characters in Tony Hawk.
That's right. That's the other one I was thinking of. What else? What else do we have here? Because I got
a list of all my favorite games.
Yes.
I can do the full run through. Okay, Metal Gear,
God of War 1 and 2.
Metal Gear 2 and 3.
Yeah, Metal Gear
God of
2
War
and
1
3.
and 2.
Metal Gear 2, I gotta tell you, while I really liked the step up in gameplay over Metal Gear 1, which is a PS1 classic, I hated the fact that you played as Raiden.
And he did not let anyone know that beforehand.
No,
even the demo was only on the tank.
Oh yeah, but what I liked though is that at least I got to watch you play it and go through it and get your honest opinions. Because at the time, you're a Metal Gear Solid guy, so you were like, you were like, oh, okay. But I'll never forget when we actually see Snake.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we get to play Snake now? No. Oh, no.
He's just on the Kodak talking to you?
He's just... Oh, that and the swimming scenes. The swimming level, I remember you.
Oh, that was a bastard of a level.
Well, because not only are you swimming, which is hard enough as it is with those controls, but it's a fucking hold my hand mission.
Yeah.
Which I hate.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Absolute worst. Absolute worst. It amazes me, actually, that I beat that game as many times. Because every time I get to that point, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Whereas...
I smell rage quit in the future.
Snake Eater, I was like, fuck, I just could not put that game down.
Oh, fuck, man. The end was so cool, but it was so frustrating. I remember, let's see, I was dating Adrian at the time when it came out. She was over, I was playing Snake Eater, and she was watching me, and I was going to take her home, and I got to the end. I was like, oh, boss fight, just let me beat this, and I'll take it home.
That's awesome.
An hour and 40 minutes it took me. I couldn't find the guy.
Man, that's also one of those ones where, because I got the guide with that game too. I bought the game and I got the guide with it because I was like, "There's no fucking way I'm not." And even in the guide, the guide is saying these are the spots, and you can look for wheelchair tracks in the mud. You can hear him snoring. This will probably take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And they also said if you kill the end early on. It gets replaced with 20 Gru guys.
Yeah, that are harder apparently.
Well, they're you'll. It's the same level of difficulty per se, but they're but it won't take you any less time. It'll probably still be about an hour.
No, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, because the difference is that you have your stationary Gru guys on each of the 3 maps, which is insane. That one boss fight is spread across 3 different maps with multiple entry and exit points. Now when you see speedrunners, it makes me so mad. It makes me so fucking mad. But, it was incredible to see that much, on a fucking, especially even in that game, because graphically that game was amazing. Yeah. Beautiful. And then you get to a point where you're like, wait, there's 3 maps? That's crazy, right? So they have stationary guys, but they also have a group of guys that are constantly going and looking for you. So you can't just map it out and go and you actually have to hide. You have to still crawl. You have to still dodge these guys. So it's still really, really... So it's intense. Still just as intense. No, it wasn't as intense because there's nothing like a sniper battle with the world's greatest sniper, and he doesn't even kill you.
I saw his flash a couple times, and I couldn't find him.
I got pretty good.
I found him by fluke. I was literally running around. It's so funny too because an hour and a half now, I'm starting to go where the fuck is this guy? And I was literally just running, and then I walked right into him.
Yeah, I remember you told me that. I remember just being like, "Fuck you!"
And then I was just like, pew, pew, pew. I shot him with my rocket launcher. I did everything. Everything I had, I threw it at him.
Threw it all at him.
I was like, "You're dead. You're dead."
I full on. I did beat him with a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
But like I said before, in previous Camcasts, he's the only boss that I didn't trank. I just could not trank him. Even though I've seen plenty of speedruns now where you see how easy it is, I'm like, nope, I can't do it. But anyway, so Metal Gear Solid 2, that's the one, I gotta say though, in retrospect though, the end is the reason why I haven't played that game again.
The end?
Yeah.
Me too. Like, to this day, that is the only Metal Gear game I've played through only once. Because it's just like...
But I also beat the shit out of that game. Like, I could
you
recall
did.
every inch of that game.
Like, you played it on every difficulty, right?
Oh, no, normal. I didn't go any higher than
I thought you went higher. I thought you went a little higher.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so.
I remember you were a lot more ballsy with the game than I was.
Well, I'm a normal guy. I don't play it on easy.
Yeah.
Or super easy or whatever. I played it normal, and then that's it. I don't typically go harder for any other reason. Because, like, I like the game to be challenging, but I don't want to rage quit every fucking 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Which is also why, I remember playing Devil May Cry for the first time, and
also a PS2 game,
and beating Nightmare, the spider.
Oh yeah,
Nightmare. And I remember, like, leading up to Nightmare, nothing's hard. The game is actually fairly good at the tutorial. You're getting a feel for
it's fun,
ripping
it's super
through,
stylistic,
and then you get to Nightmare and it just fucking smashes you. And I remember just being like, because you played it and you got to Nightmare and he fucking thumped you a couple of times, and then you're like, okay, well, I'll take a break. And then I played it like right after you.
Yeah.
So I had the benefit of watching his attacks and getting a feel for it, and then beating him.
Yep.
But when I replayed it on my own later, got my fucking ass handed to me for like a good chunk of... I got beat so many times that the message came up, hey, do you want to drop it down to a lower level? Like, if you want to piss a gamer off...
You're a fucking pussy.
What you do is, hey, you're having some trouble here. Maybe make it easier? Huh? Maybe put on a skirt?
That's great.
I was like, fuck you. So, of course, I had to take a break.
Yeah.
When I finally did beat it, it was... it wasn't even anything cool. It was like, I bought 2 of those holy water potions.
Yep.
I actually, like... and the worst part was that, like, Devil May Cry, they do this thing where, like, you buy one, it's like $50. But if you buy the second one, it's $150. So you're like, fuck. So I spent a good number of precious orbs to get 2 of those, threw both, and I knocked out like 3/4 of its health. And then I just did a couple of, like, drivers, and then I beat him. But I wasn't like, yes! I was like the lamest way to beat him. But I did it. But it was, but that's an example of one of the best games on that system was Devil May Cry. That was a game changer game too.
It was incredible.
Holy shit!
And that was another game where, Code Veronica came with the demo disc of Devil May Cry. So I rented Code Veronica to play Devil May Cry.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
I probably would have done the same thing if I were you.
Because it was
Because there was
good.
no way I would have been playing Code Veronica.
It's crazy, too, to think that started as a Resident Evil game.
It is.
I can't even imagine that as a Resident Evil.
I'm glad, though. I'm super glad because, like, that's, 5 games deep now, this franchise? Granted, the second one was garbage. Second one was a fat, steaming pile of garbage.
6 games. They had the main 5, and then they had that DMC game on the PS.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Which is actually not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's just, it's not the Dante I wanted to play as.
No, the other part that I didn't like was that they, like, actively made fun of that Dante.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a Devil May Cry game.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
gameplay's pretty spot on.
The story is a Devil May Cry game. Excuse me. The gameplay is like, it's Devil May Cry game. Like, I beat it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, if it wasn't for, like, the shittiest representation of Dante ever. That's so bad.
I remember being so disappointed with number 2.
God!
I pre-ordered it. I was so excited. I bought it on the day it came out.
I was there that weekend.
And wow, what a disappointment.
We gave it a good go, though. Like,
We did.
It was... Oh, man, it was the Demon Chopper.
The Demon Chopper.
The Demon Chopper is where I was like,
Yeah.
I'm out. I can't. Like, because we tried and
on
we
the
tried.
city rooftops and stuff.
And then I ended up having to go home.
Yep.
And then you told me I think you beat it later that day.
I beat it, and then I kept playing, and I was not feeling it. Like, it didn't have that magic. And it's not the same director or anything.
No,
for the first.
no, it's
and
not.
you could tell.
It's not.
It was clear as day.
It was a steep drop off too, because it was like, you know, so like Devil May Cry, it's like an enclosed level. Within that enclosed level, you could actually like hunt shit down, like search for stuff, find secrets.
Yep.
You know, rack up your stylometer.
Yep.
Second one was just like rack up your stylometer. Sure.
Yeah.
Go from here to here. Who cares?
More open world.
It was terrible.
I did not like it.
The third one, even though it was a prequel, was all right. But once I got to the point where all the bosses that you beat, you had to beat again, I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then I never played the fourth or the fifth one.
I never played the third because I heard about the difficulty level.
I told you.
And I was just like...
It was hard. I told you that it was hard. I also told you... I actually remember telling you once you have to fight all the bosses again. You're like, I hate it when they do that.
Yeah. So I was like, no. Fourth, I played quite a bit of with the PS3.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about the fourth.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And the fifth that just came out, I played the demo, and it's friggin' cool.
It looked like it fucking played awesome.
Yeah.
I actually...
and I do believe it's the same team from the original again on the fifth.
I think you're right. I think you're right. But anyway, so Devil May Cry was a game changer. But let's go back to the list.
Game changer. Okay, so first though,
yeah.
I'm going to go back a moment because we kind of went off track there. So I saved it on my phone cup, right?
Yeah.
I was so excited. My parents just got internet the summer before it came out, so I discovered IGN.
Right.
Read a bunch of stuff on the PS2. Got to watch trailers at home. It took a whole day to load a trailer, but I watched them.
Oh yeah. I forgot about those dark days of internet.
The dark days without the internet. So cool. Even my high school newspaper, I wrote, "Here comes the PS2." I did a 2-part article. I told everyone about the power of the PS2, the launch titles of the PS2. Oh yeah, Westgate was all like, "Yeah," no, in my mind they were, but so 33 launch games. I bought it. Well, I was supposed to get day one, but I got 2 weeks or 3 weeks later. My first games were Tekken Tag Tournament and Ridge Racer 5.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Those are my first 2 games.
I remember playing Tekken Tag Tournament in the Walmart display.
Yeah,
and
which was so good. Like that is still one of the best fighting games I've ever played. Plus, Tekken Bowl is so damn fun.
Yeah, I never played Tekken Bowl. Tekken Tag, I like Tekken Tag.
Yeah.
The Tekken series in general, I was a fan of.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
just in general. The fourth that came out after this was a disappointment. 1 to 3 on the PS1, awesome. Yep. Tekken Tag was masterpiece.
So good.
And then the series is...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But, and then Ridge Racer 5, which I was pumped about because I had Ridge Racer 4 on my PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I forgot that you were into
Love that game.
I always forget that you were into that.
Like, so much better than Gran Turismo to me.
I could never
do Gran Turismo.
Could never do Gran Turismo.
It was like trying to walk on ice. That's what I felt like. You hit the accelerator a little too much and you're sliding into walls.
I could not do
And I was just like, this is just frustrating.
I remember that one, and I actually remember playing the Driver tutorial. The first one.
Driver, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I didn't beat it. I did not get past the first level. It was fucking like, that is so crazy.
They had a lot of good launch titles. They had Midnight Club Street Racing and Smuggler's Run, which were the first 2 Rockstar games on a PlayStation system.
Yeah. I was never much for racing games, so I didn't really...
Well, that was kind of like the thing to start. Like, it was just racing games and fighting games.
Yeah.
Because Dead or Alive 2 was a launch title.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Frick, who's the developers of Dark Souls and all that? From Software.
Oh, yeah, from Software.
They had 2 launch titles, I think. They had Eternal Ring and, like, Evergrace or Glass or something was like a first-person RPG.
Weird.
Yeah. But those weren't my thing either. So,
no, yeah.
So 33 launch games. But yeah. So Tekken Tag was my first game. God of War 2 is my last game I ever bought on PS2. Because that actually got released on the PS2 and the PS3 was already out.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that was a big move by Sony.
I know, because I played it.
Can you imagine that? Like, we just released this new system, but we're still going to release our biggest game of the year on the old system.
That is insane to think that they would do that.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
But then again, that just meant that I had to wait a few more years to play God of War 3.
Yeah.
Which...
Oh, so good. You don't like God of War 3?
Gameplay...
2 is my favorite.
Gameplay in God of War 3 is awesome.
Yeah.
Graphically, it's awesome. And I do like that overwhelming sense of impending doom the closer you get to the game.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually feel the game's ending is coming up.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's starting to feel like, holy fuck. But, I went from, like, God of War 1 being like, yeah, fucking right, Kratos, I'm with you. Even though you find out that he actually killed his wife and child. And you're like, alright, that's fucked up that you didn't know it was them, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then you play God of War 2, and while immediately you're stripped of all your powers that you spent all, like, 10 hours, maybe 12, the first game getting.
Yeah.
And I called that, too. I was like, I wonder how you're going to lose all your powers. I'm like, I don't think they're going to do that. And then they did.
They did. They did.
Just like that, in a story, like, narration, too. You're like, oh, shit!
With the Colossus of Rhodes.
And then now you have to get the Titan's powers. Which...
That was epic. The beginning of that game, coming up on the Titans.
Fucking shit.
Holy Christ.
That's, those games were awesome. Now, getting to 3, though, is, by the time I got to 3, I was like, I fucking hate you, Kratos. You're a fucking dick.
You're kind of a douche.
You're, like, he did, like, some douchey things, like, in the first game, was it, like, there's the guy, you're in the mouth of Hades.
Yeah.
Or not Hades, but, Hydra. You're in one of the Hydra mouths.
Yeah.
And there's a dude hanging there, and he's got, like, the relic you need or whatever. He's just like, thanks. You can fall back down now. I was like, why would you? Yeah, okay, whatever. That's kind of cool. And of course, like, you can bang chicks, right? And they show like pixelated tits and stuff. So you're like, okay, all right. So like, there's some badass stuff too. But by the third game, and I remember telling you, I was like, yeah, but he's such a fucking prick. Like, he's like actively working to end existence, and you're like, yeah, but it's so cool. It's like,
it's epic.
It's epic. Yes, it's very epic. But like if I was Kratos, like if you were Kratos, I'd be like, hey Kratos, man, like I want to continue living. Like I mean, I get it. Like fuck the gods and the Titans and everything else, but that's kind of your fault. So I don't know why I have to burn because you fucked up. But gameplay wise. Plus, like,
and finally taking it to Zeus in the end was awesome. That Zeus fight was cool.
The Zeus fight was cool, especially because
and it had Kevin Sorbo as Hercules.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Like, I mean, gameplay-wise, like I said, it was amazing. The graphics were amazing. The story was good. Like, it was a great story. It's just, I just hated the character by the end. Like, I no longer...
And I know, it's hard to
I no longer wanted to be
Yeah.
Kratos. I wanted to be anyone else but him.
Somebody just kill me.
But I was so deep that I had to beat the game.
Yeah.
I had to beat the entire trilogy, actually. I had to beat the series. Yeah, but fuck, I remember playing... First time I ever played God of War, I remember just being like, what the fuck? Like, it was the same with Devil May Cry, because you're like, what? This is what a Resident Evil game could be like? Like, you can actually have fun playing it? Well, I guess the other part, too, is, like, Resident Evil wants you to be scared.
Yeah.
Whereas Devil May Cry is like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
You know? And we're going to show you
There's some scary
things.
shit going on here.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you're a fucking demon slayer, right? So, like, that part's really cool. But I remember just being like, whoa, this is crazy. So then, when you play that and then you play Resident Evil games, after that, you're like, It wasn't until Resident Evil 4 that you were just like, okay.
I was able to get in the 4.
All right.
Yeah.
I was able to get into it until just before the end of the castle. Right before you go to the island. I can't remember what part was it exactly. I want to say it was the soldier guy. It was really fucking annoying. Or was it that unkillable beast that you had to, like, freeze with nitrogen?
Oh, no. Yeah, I beat that guy.
I can't remember. I just remember getting to a point where I was like, I'm good. But anyway, so, Devil May Cry, game changer. God of War, active time battles, which now I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, God of War.
Well, back then.
But back then, okay, but like in active time battles defense, when it's done well, like when it's in like God of War, or when it's like Spider-Man
game.
PS4,
Yes,
or any of those Quantum, what'd you say?
Quantum Dream
games.
like Heavy Rain and all that.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about because it's Detroit.
Yep.
Detroit. Yeah. So it's like when it's done well, it's awesome. When it's tacked on to every single, there's no need for it.
Totally unresponsive. I am hitting square. Come on.
Or it's like there's no real. It's like the shittiest indication, right? Like with God of War, it was a giant circle, and a giant triangle, and a giant square. So if you didn't press the buttons, it's your fault.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time they did it in Resident Evil 4, and I remember just being like, I didn't make it. It's like there was no heads up at all. So like later, in the later games, when they did that, they didn't have to be like a slap in the face, like just press this button.
Yeah.
After that, you were just like, yeah, it's coming. So so it's fucking great. The story was awesome.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. So good. How about PS2 being the first console to have online gaming?
Which for me didn't mean anything.
Didn't mean, but it was kind of a big thing. Like I remember buying the box that got screwed onto the back end. It came with Twisted Metal Black Online.
Oh wow!
My PS2 was in the back of the store in my old room. Our internet was like way at the front. I had to run a 100-foot Ethernet cable through the whole building to my console.
I remember the first time that I did it. The hell was I playing? I can't even remember what game I played. But I remember just being like, "Oh, okay." But like, mine was different because, in the living room, I just had to run like, a short run.
We were close by, yeah.
I didn't play it in the living room all the time. Almost never, actually. Mm-hmm. But at that point, I was like, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
You know, wasn't really a big thing for me. I was never really much for the online stuff. But it was awesome that it was.
Back then it was awesome. Now I look back and I was like, wow, you ruined gaming.
It depends on the type, though. It depends on.
It does.
Like if you're on a metal hunt,
yeah,
and all of a sudden they're like, in order to get the platinum, you got to play 150 online games. I'm like, I'm not getting the platinum.
Yep.
I'm not even coming close.
And that's bullshit, by the way.
It is a bullshit one.
The online should be a separate platinum, if anything. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like that should be its own platinum.
Yeah.
If you're into the online stuff, you can platinum it this way. And if you're not, you platinum it this way. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Horseshit. But I played.
I
played SOCOM 1 and 2 on there with the online.
And I never played any of the SOCOMs.
SOCOM was awesome. Shadow Colossus and Eco.
That's the one consolation, though, for not spending, not buying Dragon Quest 11 when I should have.
Yeah.
Is that I do remaster.
You got Shadow of the Colossus, man.
And
that is a masterpiece. That is a masterpiece.
That was another one where, when I first played Eco, I remember I wasn't mentally ready to play a game like that.
Yeah.
Because there's not really much for story.
That's an underrated gem.
It's not really much for story.
Yeah.
The gameplay is, in terms of a fighting game, it's hack and slash. It's a hand-holding game, which is another one where you're just
It is a hand-holder, yep.
So, there's all these, minuses to it, right? Except it looked gorgeous. It looked absolutely gorgeous.
I saw 3 screenshots in the official U.S. PlayStation magazine.
Yep.
And I was just like, look at that lighting! Look at that water! Look at that! Oh my god! The windmill? Oh!
I remember the windmill. When I first tried playing that game,
yeah.
When I got to the windmill, for whatever reason, I just couldn't fucking get on to the windmill. And I was like, fuck this. And I left it. And I left it for a long time.
Yeah.
But then I saw Shadow of Colossus coming out. And same as Metal Gear Solid 3, I was like, well, you better beat Eco. You better beat that game before you play that game, you know? And I'm so glad that I went back and gave it another go, because once, the worst part about the fucking windmill thing? I had the camera angle off.
Yeah, you change the camera angle, you can totally see what you gotta grab.
I didn't even realize I could change the camera I did a quick YouTube video, and I watched as the dude change the camera, and I went, fuck off.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish the video, I went, nope, alright. Fired it up, changed the angle.
Yeah.
One shot! I was so mad. I actually was so mad that I paused the game, went for a smoke, because I was like, I can't fucking believe that I let this go. I think it was like almost a year in between.
And that wasn't even far in the game. That was like maybe 45 minutes in the game.
That's the worst part. You're
was,
like at the beginning of the game.
the beginning of the game, yeah.
Because I remember thinking to myself, like, if I can't even fucking do this, what the fuck am I going to do anything else in the rest of the game?
Yeah.
Because the puzzles are only going to get harder, right?
Yep.
Then I beat that game, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy awesome. And then I played Shadow of the Colossus, and that was like, oh.
And like that ending. Oh.
Never mind.
Crushes my heart.
Before you get to the ending, that final boss, which, by the way, I don't want to say boss, actually, because none of these are actually bosses.
No, they're just creatures that you murder.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you're just minding yourself, hanging out in this area. That
one
no
of my
one's
favorite parts about that game is that, like the first one you do, you take him down.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember thinking, like,
well, you climb the mountain, and he's just walking around.
He's just strolling around, and I remember thinking, like, oh, okay, all right, like maybe he'll attack me when I get down there. No, so I'm like, okay.
The sense of scale in that game is insane. Like, you literally feel like you're looking up at a giant.
Everything about that game is amazing.
And the first one, the very first Colossus you meet, or Colossi, that you meet, you're like, he's huge! And then the last one in the game...
That's what I mean, like...
It's like climbing a mountain. It's crazy.
It was so nuts, but, like, I remember... This is why I love the game so much, is that, like, I think I was about halfway through, and... No, I can't remember exactly at what point, but it's the one where it's, you're in the sand pit, and you're on aggro, and you actually have to get the thing to chase you, and while it's chasing you, you have to spin around and put an arrow in its eye.
Yeah.
Right? It's horrible because you're looking at this thing in the face, and it doesn't look like it's evil or anything like that.
It's just jumping into those
it's just chasing you like it's playing a game.
Yeah. And
then you put the thing in its eye, and then you proceed to do that until you kill him. And I remember that was the first time where I was like, I don't know if this is right. Like, I don't know if
I have a very good feeling about this.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. Yeah. Some of them, there's the one, the bull-like one, where it's...
Some are straight up vicious.
Like that one's actively trying to kill you. Like, once it sees you, it's on, it's trying to kill you. You're like, okay. Yeah. Most of them are just kind of minding their own business. Mm-hmm. And when you get to the end and the fucking sheer scope of the final boss, like, I remember just, like, you see it from a distance, and you're like, it's fucking huge.
Yeah.
But then when you actually get up close, and you're just like, holy shit.
You gotta go through, like, that little labyrinth at first to get to him, and dodge all his fireballs that he's shooting at you.
Yeah. And then you actually have to climb on top of him, and that guy, I think I died a good chunk.
That's maddening. When you're, like, 3/4 up, and you get knocked off, and you fall, and you're just like,
ah! It actually, like, I found that it was more annoying if you fell and didn't die.
Yeah.
It was worse because then you had to, like, start from scratch all over again. But it was almost like he knew. You know, like, if you died, you start back from the checkpoint, right?
Yeah.
No big deal. But, I just remember, like, just sitting there, like, getting to a point where you're like, okay. Because in the last one, they don't really give you any sort of hints at all or nothing. So you're like, okay, so you get to one, and you're like, okay, so I got to stab his hand so that this is going to go there.
Right, because he brings it over, and then you go on this hand.
Then you got to climb on that hand, right? Then you got to climb up here, and you got to stab this shoulder. So now he's got to go like, oh, and then climb up in there, and then go up to this one, and then like fucking right up top, and then kill him. And then the craziest ending. Honestly, one of the craziest endings I've ever had in a game.
Like, that was an emotional ending for me. Like, I seriously felt just, like, overwhelmed with emotion.
It was crazy. It's because, like, big fat fucking spoilers, you spent the whole game trying to, like, get this sorcerer to bring back your love.
Yep.
And then you're the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I remember, again, like, at the point where I'm starting to go, like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Every time you killed one of the Colossi, you got its essence in you, but it wasn't like this bright light that empowered you. This is dark, inky thing that went inside you, and then you started to get darker as you went. I was like, Jesus, fuck, like they don't tell you, but once you get to the end of the game, you're like, I don't know how I didn't see this.
Yeah.
But to be the bad guy, and then actually fight as the bad guy and have to be killed was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I made the mistake of playing Prince of Persia, the cel-shaded one.
Okay, yeah.
Shortly after beating Shadow of Colossus, and they have a similar kind of ending. Not so much that you become the bad guy, but like, because at the end of Shadow of Colossus, like you die, but then a baby's left.
Yeah.
So then your wife or girlfriend or whatever
has
the child with her. And then you do this move where you go, oh, that's the one from Eco.
Yeah.
That's the kid from Eco. That's what happens, you know. But like, this is actually what pissed me off. The gameplay was pretty solid in Prince of Persia for the most part. You get to the end, and it's like you fight the bad guy, you vanquish him, but the chick's dead, and in order for her to come back, you actually have to release the bad guy again. So you have to chop down the trees. Like every round that you beat, a tree grew.
Okay.
And for every tree that grew, it was a way to imprison the bad guy. And like she's actually saying, like, don't do it. And then it forces you to actually do it. And then the game's done, and the franchise died with that one. And I was like, immediately just like, no, don't make me do this. But you can't do anything else but that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was disappointing. I guess the point I was trying to make was that like you get to the ending and it's such a crazy ending when you find out you're the bad guy. So then when they kind of did something similar, that's what it was. So it was like a similar thing where ultimately now you're doing the bad thing, like you're releasing the bad guy.
Yeah.
To in effect do the game all over again. It was just like, oh man, but like, what? You could do better.
Why?
Anyway, what's next on the list here?
It's
turning out to be a longer one.
It's gonna be a long. Well, I mean, we're only an hour and 12 minutes. We're not too bad right now. We're not in our 3-hour zone like we used to be. You watch those videos. Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed those videos, keep liking them because then we can get back to doing them. Anyway, go on.
Okay. Drake and the Ancient Gates.
Yeah.
Never played it.
Never played it.
I love that game. I had it. You play as this female warrior. You ride a dragon and everything in it. But there was this one moment in the game, because this was near the PS2's launch. My brother and I were watching it, and I killed these couple like ogres, and I walked around this corner, and the whole world just opened up, and there was a sun, and then this dragon just flew by me in like real time. And my brother and I were just like, whoa! Because back then, like, those graphics were insane.
Yeah, but even still, like, for that to do that would have been incredible.
Yeah. It was just like, I love that moment. Burnout 3 Takedown. Okay, the Burnout series is great, but Takedown was so good. Another game I was crazy addicted to. Splashdown, you remember that one?
Yes!
We played a hell of a Splashdown.
Splashdown was fun.
But again, graphics were crazy. Like, the water looked so real.
Oh, yeah.
SSX Tricky.
I was waiting for it.
Tricky.
Was it, something, it's Vito, Rocco, it's tricky. It's tricky. Yeah, oh man, I played the shit out of that game. SSX Tricky was so good. I played that so much. I got Ryan Borlucci into that game.
Yeah?
He's not much of a gamer.
But that game.
But he got into that fucking game.
Like, it's so much better. Like, it takes the first and just, like, improves everything.
I remember when I played the first after SSX Tricky, and I remember just being like, oh, this is a straight racing game.
It's just a straight snowboarding game.
No thanks.
Yeah, and then they went back to that for number 3. Like, Tricky was a one-off.
Yeah.
And still, like, Tricky
is so awesome. SSX for the PS3.
I enjoyed it.
That was good.
I enjoyed it. It had a little bit more craziness.
The only thing I didn't like was that you only played as her for the storyline.
Yeah.
I would have liked it if you would have been able to go back in the story mode and play as the other characters. Mm-hmm. But that game was awesome. Like, I still play SSX every once in a while.
Yeah. The wingsuit.
The wingsuit was cool. I've never beaten it though, because that last
I haven't
level
played it
was
either.
fucking hard.
It's hard.
It is so hard. I think I
Yeah.
got like halfway through. I think the most I got was 3/4, but I was just like, I can't. I'm like,
yeah, that's a tough one.
But everything else, like going back and playing it, like when I had the PS3 running, of course, before I got the PS4 Pro, I like would there'd be like maybe an afternoon. I'm like, I don't really have anything to do. I'll fucking fire that game up. I liked that game.
Yeah,
it wasn't as good as SSX Tricky.
No,
but it was really close.
There was just something special about Tricky.
It was really close to it though.
Yeah.
Well, SSX Tricky was great because like I said, like I got Port Lucy into it, so like you and I could play the shit out of it. He and I could play the shit out of it, and you didn't have to be good to be good at that game. You know, really easy controls.
Yep.
The only thing you had to do is just remember to switch up your trickies.
Yeah, exactly.
And then once you got tricky, like all the letters lit up.
Yeah.
ultimate.
Like your boosts were in.
It's crazy.
It was so great.
Such
Tokyo? Fucking Tokyo? Oh man, like there are some games where I play the shit out of it.
Yeah.
That was one of them. I was like, fuck, like.
Hey, you were totally into that. Like, we had that on the. We had it originally on the GameCube. Because my brother had the GameCube upstairs in our room.
Yes,
and
that's right.
You were playing in between the beds there.
That's right. That's right. So, and then I ended up, we got it on the PS2.
Yep.
And yeah, I was in. I was totally in.
Yeah.
But I remember SSX3, and they were trying to do like that open world thing.
They're doing open world, but 3 was also online too. So that was one of PS2's push for.
So
online.
it was online. It was open world. And it was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, gameplay-wise, it was great. Like, it was just as good gameplay-wise
the same
as Tricky.
gameplay as Tricky.
It's just,
but without,
the implementation
without
is
the fun.
terrible.
There's no fun.
Excuse me, yeah, exactly. Which is one of the things that I liked about SSX was that it was fun. Yeah, it was hard. Like, there were some levels where you're like, oh, fuck, guys. And then there were some levels where you're just like, yeah, I can just do this all the time. You know, but it unfortunately cannot replicate Tricky. Tricky was so good. I forgot all about that game. Holy shit.
Tricky. Like, I was writing this out today, and I was like, this makes me want to hook up my PS2 again.
Yeah, exactly.
Like straight up, like,
it's
push you over the new systems.
Simon. We repped Simon pretty hard.
Yeah.
And Eddie.
I loved Eddie.
Because David Arquette.
Hilarious. And there's a couple other actors in it, too, wasn't there?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. I just remember the two specifically that we repped hard.
Yeah. And Zoe.
That's right, Zoe.
Zoe, too. Yeah.
She's the main focus of SSX.
SSX, yeah.
Yeah. Which was all right.
Which is cool. I like that.
Because I liked her.
About SSX is that they brought back the Tricky characters.
Yeah. I liked that it actually had a story.
Yeah.
I just didn't like I said, like, it would have been nice if you could go through all the character stories.
He gave Eddie a goatee.
His DLC level was awesome, though.
Yeah?
Oh.
I don't think I ever played it.
Well, yeah, you have to get the DLC to get him. Like, I think when I got the game, it was like the Ultimate Edition or whatever.
No, but I remember him in it, so maybe I did play it.
Maybe you got him as a launch.
Oh, you know what? I pre-ordered it, so
That's
I got
right.
Eddie as a character.
You got him as pre-order. I got the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
So you got the Eddie level as well as
yeah.
Eddie, and I got the Game of the Year edition. So, but anyway, yeah. Fuck, Tricky. Wow.
Red Faction 1 and 2.
Yeah,
no.
I know you were like really
man.
good.
The Geo system or whatever it was called, where you could actually just shoot through a wall.
Yeah, I remember I played like one or
crazy.
2 levels with you, and I remember just like.
And then number 2 had Jason Statham in it.
Oh yeah!
It was awesome to play with Jason Statham. I had a great time.
I think that's why I played Red Faction 2 because of that. And I was like, that's
still not.
Hey, he's still cool and all, but no.
WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain.
Ooh.
Which is still my favorite wrestling game. It's like, okay, it's a close tie with like the N64 games, but
I was gonna say,
Here Comes the Pain.
I literally almost said, really? Like No Mercy? Like really?
No Mercy's amazing, but oh man, Here Comes the Pain.
I don't think I played Here Comes the Pain.
Really, the one with Brock Lesnar on the cover?
No, I didn't.
It had Lesnar go. That's when they had the best roster
I did not play that one. Huh. Because I...
Oh, man, I swore you would have played that with me.
No.
No?
No.
I played the shit out of that game.
I don't know. I can't even remember why I wouldn't have played it, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Because I wasn't really too into, like, the first few SmackDown games. Because I was still really disappointed they got rid of the No Mercy system.
No Mercy. You know, and it's funny, too, because, like, I liked, what was it, Raw's War?
Mm-hmm.
And,
I think that came out after
an Attitude? An Attitude, was it?
Oh, you're talking about the old PS1 games.
Yeah.
Warzone.
Warzone. That's right. Warzone and Attitude.
Yeah.
And Attitude, like, I really liked Attitude. Really liked Attitude. But when you go over to, like, the 64 version, it was jarring. But that engine was crazy.
Like, it was so arcadey, right?
It reminded me of that fucking button masher
Yeah.
WrestleMania game. Was it WrestleMania?
WrestleMania,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. And,
Macho Man.
Jake the Snake.
Was it Ultimate Warrior?
Ultimate Warrior was in there.
Boss Man.
I don't think Bret Hart was in there yet.
No, I don't think Bret Hart was in it either. Was it only 5 guys?
Earthquake?
I think you might be right.
I think Earthquake was in there because you did the side to side and
that's
the
right.
slam.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, and Andre was in there.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a sweet game.
Yeah.
Oh man, I vividly remember that arcade with Hogan like this.
Oh yeah.
Just ripping his shirt. Okay, Mortal Kombat, I already talked about Deception. Spider-Man 1 and 2, the movie games. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man
2, ladies and
How
gentlemen.
many hours have we sink into that bad boy?
The first Spider-Man game is the one where you had Carnage Hawk.
The movie game?
No. I'm talking about the actual Spider-Man.
Oh, you're talking about the Neversoft one on the PS1.
Neversoft.
Okay.
That was a great Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
But then you get to Spider-Man.
Well, you got the Spider-Man movie games, right?
Movie
Spider-Man
games.
1.
No, I know. I'm just saying, as a reference, though, I was a huge fan of that Neversoft game.
Oh, me
that
too.
Was awesome.
Me too.
And then that was another one that we beat in a weekend. 8 days.
Yeah. That's so fun. I don't think I could play it now.
No.
I think I would have a hard time getting back into it.
You know, the other problem, though, is I think you probably would have had an easier time if you hadn't played Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, that too.
You know what I mean?
Like, I would probably even have a hard time going back to Spider-Man 2 now. Though Spider-Man 2 allowed you to go to Statue of Liberty, which PS4 did not let you do.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what the fuck? I'm in New York.
Yeah.
Why can't I swing off a helicopter like in Spider-Man 2?
And I tried. I tried a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why can't you do it? Like, why don't they let you do it?
The island's right there. Let me go to it.
And it's not like, I mean, yeah, okay, you're pushing the limits of the graphics on this game.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like,
you mean to tell me you could have sacrificed 5 Sable missions
to fit that little bit more in there.
just so that I could fucking jump off the fucking Statue of Liberty. Yeah. Man.
Bastards. They better having the sequel.
I remember, like, that was the one time I forgot to mention that was the only thing that really disappointed me is that you couldn't latch onto a helicopter.
Yeah.
Just in general. I didn't have to take you to... But it was awesome that it let you do that.
If I could do it in 2004 on Spider-Man 2 on the PS2, why can't I do it in 2018 on my PS4?
Though, that Ock boss fight was fucking horrible, though. Like, in terms of hard.
Yeah.
Oh. That was hard. Like,
yeah.
Because that's another one that we beat in a weekend.
Yeah. But
most of it was spent...
Yeah.
I remember there was 2 or 3 different tours where we traded off because we couldn't beat him. And then, was it I or was it you that beat him?
I think you did.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, no, it was me. That's right, it was me.
You beat it.
And I remember we were both just like, oh, finally.
Thank God.
Finally.
Did it.
But it was cool, too, because the voice actors were the same actors in the movie.
Exactly.
And the story was just different enough so that it wasn't like you're playing the movie. Mm-hmm. But it was, oh, man. The only thing I hated was the kids falling, or the...
Oh, yeah. Help!
What? Not the kids, but it was the dudes that, for whatever reason, were on the
roof.
They were
falling off the roof.
And then they're hanging off the edge of the roof. But then the kids, I could never do the balloons. I'd always pop the balloon. I don't know how. To this day, I don't know how to get the balloons.
Yeah.
But I remember that was one of the first times where a game's optional stuff Like, I felt bad when I couldn't save the guy. Like, the kid busting his balloon, I was like, that sucks, that's terrible. But when the guy fell off a building because I wasn't there in time, I was like, oh, man.
I'm a horrible Spider-Man.
I don't like this. This is how you feel in real life. I can't deal with this.
The sequel blew away the Spider-Man 1 movie game in all regards, but the first game let you play as Green Goblin. And that to me was so freaking cool.
Could you imagine playing as Dr. Octopus?
Oh, yeah.
Like climbing around the city with his 8 arms?
Hanging off
or his 4 arms and 4 legs, or whatever. Yeah. But anyway.
Whatever he's got going on down there.
But the Green Goblin stuff, I forgot all about that. It's just one of those, like, this is fucking sweet. Yeah. Makes no sense.
No sense.
At all, but why wouldn't you want to beat the game if you couldn't play as Dr. Octopus? Or a Green Goblin, sorry.
And then the Ultimate Spider-Man game was fun, too.
That was a lot of fun.
That
was a lot of fun. The only thing that really kind of bugged me about that game was the chase missions. Because there was quite a bit of them. Yeah. And they all sucked.
I don't think I ever beat it because of that. I was tired of those missions.
I got to the Venom part, but I want to say Venom was the last chase mission that I got to. For some reason, I'm also thinking not Firefly, but Beetle.
Beetle. Oh yeah, Ultimate Beetle.
I can't quite recall. I just remember it was like one too many chase missions, and I'm like, no. You can do other things than a chase mission. And especially because the controls were a little shitty for chase missions. They were
a little wonky.
Overall, it was a good game.
Yeah.
Plus, I just got a kick out. It was an ultimate story by Bendis, no less.
So that was cool to me. It was cool that, you make Spider-Man games and X-Men games, but it's usually the developer writing a story based on those characters.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why the X-Men games were kind of neat, because Joe Kelly was one of the writers at the time.
Yeah.
And he did the story for the games, which I thought was really
cool. Genji, I don't know if you ever played that, but it was a cool samurai game that I really enjoyed.
Yes, I did play that.
Did you?
I actually forgot that I played it, and then it was one of those hidden gem type articles on What Culture, and I was like, oh yeah!
Yeah, that was a really cool game. And then, Onimusha too, for a lot of people. I never got into those, but that was a huge series on PS2.
I didn't get into those because it was tank controls
they had the
Resident Evil
exactly.
with a samurai, and I was like, this is even worse.
Yeah.
Like, at least in these ones, I can shoot people.
In this, I gotta get up close and try to slash.
Yeah.
X-Men Legends 1 and 2, I enjoyed those games.
They were fun games. X-Men Legends was a fun game. I just couldn't beat it. Yeah. I was just like, the story was not enough for me to be in.
Final Fantasy X again, and then 11 and 12 too for a lot of people.
I never did 11 because it was online, and it was it's a massive multiplayer. So I was like, nope. Yeah. But 12, amazing. I never got into Kingdom Hearts.
No,
never.
I played the shit out of that game. Until I got to the Cerberus, the 3-eyed dog, and I cannot beat it. I couldn't beat it because fucking Donald and Goofy were using all my health.
That's why I never played that game, because...
I had no health when I needed it.
I remember you saying that. You were like, I love this game. And then all of a sudden you're like, I fucking hate that I can't control them. And I was like, oh, you can't control them? And you're like, no, they just do whatever the hell they want. And I was like, oh, I don't like that at all. And I think... that was also around the time that I just started to play Final Fantasy 12, and I was like, nope.
I don't like them that much.
And then, like I said, I'm so glad that I went back and actually went through 12, because the story was awesome. All the characters, for the most part, are great. Graphically, it was amazing. I loved exploring the map. Yeah. Because
that was a big map.
Not only that, but it was like, a lot of it was really interconnected.
Yep.
Like you get through Lusu Mine, and so you go through Lusu Mine of the first part of the story, and then if you go back later, you can access and then get to a point where it ties up with other parts of the of Ivalice, and it's just like, this is crazy. Or like one part of the forest part ends up linking up to another part of this other dungeon. Like it got to a point where I'm like, I just want to complete this whole map. Just see everything interconnected. Like, oh man. The only reason why I didn't keep going into that game was like you beat it, but there's the side quests or hunts, the monster hunts,
Okay.
and optional summons as well. And some of them you had to be like level 100. I was like I'm levels. I think I was like 75, 76, something like that, or around the 80s, and I was like, I'm not. Can't possibly
Grind it out, man.
Grind it out for another 20 levels just to beat this thing.
Yeah.
That's not even going to help me for anything other than like a tip of the cap. Like good shit.
Back then, you never got trophies or anything. They'll be like, "Hey, look it, I did that."
Although the Zodiac Age, the re-release, I haven't even touched that yet.
No.
No, apparently they fucked with the difficulty. Like they made it a little bit easier.
Oh.
And they changed a couple of other things. They added some things, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but whatever. Anyway, great game. What's next on the list?
Next on the list is the 1, 2, 3 punch of Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Sly Cooper. Yeah, 3 big like mascots all launched on the PS2.
I never played any of the Ratchet and Clanks.
Oh,
I've never played any one of them.
I didn't play the later ones because I started to not enjoy how much like it depended on guns and shit. But that first game,
you were a big fan, but then again, isn't it the same guys that did Spyro?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like one of those where it's like, well, like even for me, I was like, I probably should have. I think if PS4 has a re-release, I'll probably check it out.
You know what's crazy to think like?
But sorry, the Jak and Daxter trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Again, I couldn't do the 2 and 3, but number 1 to me, love it.
Number 1's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
I've actually replayed that game so many times that it's crazy. And I always get 101%. Always. Every single time.
Yeah.
I don't beat the game unless I have
extra 1%.
That 101 orbs?
Yeah.
Precursor orbs? Yeah, I don't fuck around.
All or nothing.
The second one is fucked. Like, it's so jarring how different it is. And how, like, fucking hard it was, too. Like, I remember just being like there was challenging spots in Jak and Daxter. A lot of the actual hoverbike levels were one of the ones where they're really challenging.
Those things were very frustrating.
Like some of them you're like, oh, fuck. Especially towards the end of the game, which it has to be, right? Otherwise, why is it the end of the game? But you're like, okay, all right, and then like you jump into Jak 2, and it's just Jak 2, and I remember just being like, all right, okay, and immediately I was like, what the fuck? Like now it's a run and gun. Yep. Still has some platforming, very much like Jak and Daxter, but it's hard. Some parts in that game are so hard that I will probably never replay it, just because I was like, wow. Like I remember there was the one where, because I beat all 3. So this one is like towards the end, and it's like you've got your home base, and there's like waves of bad guys coming in, and you have to beat all these bad guys before, of course, they destroy that. Or I think it might have been a kid that you're trying to protect, actually. Yeah, there's a kid that you're trying to protect, and you have to progress through this wave while at the same time protecting him. It's fucking hard. I remember just being like, fuck. Like, I think it took me 3 separate sit-downs to finally beat it. Because, like, you would get to a point where I was so mad that I'd have to leave it alone for, like, a day or so before I was like, okay, yeah. And then I'd have to, like, mentally prepare. So it was, like, 2 or 3 days in between because I was like, all right, like, I think I could do this. And then it's like, yeah, but, like...
That's why I never touched it, was you telling me how hard they were.
Third one is more of a balance between the 2. Yeah. But the one thing I didn't like about the third one was there's a lot of driving. Yeah. To and from.
Lots of driving.
Lots of driving. And of course, there's Marauders too, so it's not just like you can drive around,
Mm-hmm.
not have to worry. You have to drive around, you have to worry about this, you have to worry about that. So, like, I mean, the story for 2 is really good because the ending ties into the first game.
Yeah.
So those 2, I feel like, if you're gonna play them, you can play those 2 and be okay. Third one is all right. Like it's, I'm trying to remember now.
I was totally turned off when I saw Jack 2 and the guns and everything because I was just like, no, I already got that with Ratchet and Clank, and I felt like they were really just like, oh, look at Ratchet and Clank selling like hotcakes.
Well, it also doesn't help that the developers were like Naughty Dog was like, yeah, well, Grand Theft Auto, did an open world, so we did the same thing.
Yeah,
and you're just like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys made 3 of the best platformers. Actually, well, one of the best platformers because the first 2 Crash Bandicoots are all right.
Yeah, no, I mean.
I haven't played the Insane trilogy yet, but I want to. But Warp was amazing. Warp was so good for the PS1, and then they do Jack and Daxter on PS2, and I remember playing that at your place first, and just being like, "This is so awesome!" Like graphically, it was amazing. The story was amazing. The gameplay was amazing. Getting 101% is also amazing.
And if you bought it, it came with a map folded up inside the case.
Yeah!
A whole map of the island.
That's right. And then the second one is just so jarring. Like, so jarring. And yeah, the fucking hover cars and driving around the city, I fucking hated doing that. Yeah. Because the controls are terrible. But anyway, long story short, I'm glad I beat all the games.
You like Sly Cooper too, though, right?
Oh, yeah. I have actually only beat Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, the most recent one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I only played the demo of Sly Cooper and then never got a chance to play the game because you never got the game.
I never had it.
So I never played it, and then by the time I'd already forgotten all about it.
I was kind of getting out of platforming by that time because Sly Cooper was later in the PS2 life than the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but the Thieves of Time is just so good. Yeah. So good.
The Silent Hill 2, 3, and The Room is fucking horrifying.
Oh, yeah, I played that demo. I remember playing that demo and just being like, what the fuck? Because, like, in The Room itself, you're first person.
Yeah.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah. And then when you leave the room, you go third person.
That's just fucking, like, gross shit.
That's crazy.
But I played the first couple of hours of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I thought the controls were a little bit better than Resident Evil. But that one is crazy because you're like a regular dude.
Yeah.
So it's like, you really, really are.
It's horrifying. The atmosphere. The atmosphere
you don't
is like,
see anything.
It's quiet. You got the radio cutting in and out. You get the static.
Once you get the static, then you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
It's all fog. You just see them coming out of the fog.
Or when you actually get to the school, and I remember, like, I got to the puzzle right before you get to the other world. Yeah. And it's the piano puzzle that I couldn't do. So of course I never beat the game. And I just remember getting to that part and like the fucking babies, the demon babies or whatever. I was just like, oh, this is fucked. Mm-hmm. So I was one of those times where at that point I was like, you know what? I'm not a survival horror gamer. No, I'm not one of those guys.
I love horror movies, but playing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
injecting yourself into this, like these fucking horrifying movies.
I forgot all about how much I'm not a survival horror gamer. Yeah. And then I played Evil Within.
yeah.
For about an hour, and by the end of that hour, I remember just being like, just so tense that I was like, "Yeah, that's right, Chris. You don't like these games."
I sort of feel like I would have a heart attack if I played them all the time.
You remember you don't like these games? And I was like, yeah, now I remember I don't like these games. Now I don't even...
Did you play Outlast?
No, not even. I'm not even going to.
I put an hour into Outlast.
You must have shit your fucking pants playing Outlast.
Oh.
Because I've watched a couple of
I was like...
YouTube videos of people playing it.
I can't do it.
And watching people play on YouTube, I'm like, I'm fucking scared. I'm not even playing this fucking game.
Yeah. Nope. Last but not least, Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City and San Andreas. Because
everybody played Grand Theft Auto 3.
Everyone played number 3.
I never got into Vice City, but I played a good chunk of San Andreas.
I was getting out of it by the time Vice City. Like I bought 3 and Vice City. 3 I put a lot of time into. I often found that I got bored playing them.
That was my main problem with 3 and San Andreas, although San Andreas also had it was twofold. One, I found that I would get bored.
Mm-hmm.
2, the fucking train level. God, I hate that fucking train level. When I finally beat the train level, I was so floored by how much I hated that fucking level that I was like, I gotta take a break. I can't play this game because I hated that level so much because it was so fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember picking back up and doing a stupid fucking not a pump truck. What's the dolly?
Dolly, yeah.
Yeah, the electronic dolly guy.
Yeah.
And doing a mission with that where you had to load up a truck. And then, of course, eventually guys would come, like, to shoot you while you're loading up this truck. I was like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. And I've said fuck this shit so much that I have not played a Grand Theft Auto game since. I've watched people play, but I've never played it since.
We played 5 on my wedding night.
No.
The night before.
No. You guys played 5. I watched you guys play.
You didn't play it?
I didn't play.
You didn't touch it?
I did not fucking touch it.
You didn't touch it?
I didn't fucking touch the game. You and James and Trevor.
Did he come in? No, it was just me, you, and James.
That's right. It was.
He came in the morning.
That's right. It was you, me, and James.
I didn't want anyone else.
You guys played it because I flat out said I'm gonna be fucking terrible at this game. I'm gonna be fucking terrible at this game, and I maintain I never touched that game.
All right.
Besides, I was too busy getting just drunk enough. Just drunk enough.
Just drunk enough. Yeah, that was a fun name. So I'm sure I know there's like a million more friggin' amazing PS2 games. I didn't even look at my collection when I wrote this list. If I went downstairs, I bet you.
I was tempted to say like, are you getting a list of all the games? But then I was like, no, because like
this would be a 10-hour episode.
Yeah, and we're already encroaching on. Oh, we're pretty close.
We're closing in on that too, Mark. Haven't done that in a while. But no, I just like the PS2. Like PS1, I got in high school, the beginning of high school, right? Yep. PS3, I got with Adrian. PS4, I got in my adult life.
Yeah.
PS2, to me, like I got so many like memories attached to it too because I went through so many transitions in my life. Like I got it while I was in high school. I had it when I was in college. Like I remember going and buying Eco on my break from college. I had it when I was doing my plumbing job. Right, I brought my PS2 out of town with me in my LCBO bag.
Well, that's the thing I was gonna say. Like, because like we talked about beating games over the weekend. Yeah. But that's largely because you were working for the week. Yeah. And then you'd come home Friday night, and then we would hang out.
We'd hang pretty much all weekend. Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
That weekend was a write-off.
Yeah. Yeah, they flew by.
You know.
Yeah.
And it was either like we were playing either video games or we were watching movies. Mm-hmm. That was it. And yeah. And the one thing I will say though is like they treat every console release as an event.
Yeah.
PS2 was an event. Like that was an event. That was like everyone had to have a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
That was the first time too. PlayStation 2 was really awesome because that was one of the first times that non-gamers bought a PlayStation, like bought a video game console because it was also a
DVD player.
So you had the DVD aspect.
I told so many people that I was like, okay, yeah, you can buy that DVD player for $500, or you can buy this for $4, and it'll play games.
Like, even if you weren't a gamer, and the other part too is the games were so different. Like I said, like Ryan Bortolucci didn't play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
But when he did, SSX tricky out of all the games.
Yeah.
But I remember just being like, dude, you gotta play this game. And then he played this game, and then it was the same thing like we had because we were just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
did you see that fucking? Holy fuck, those tricks!
You
Oh
see
my
that?
god, man!
I shot out of that tube with the fireworks.
I can't believe that I hit that grind after I did that crazy trick off that grind. I'm still grinding. Triangle. That's your grind button right there. Like, or even just finding secret sections in the fucking levels themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember which one it was.
Tons of secrets.
Where all of a sudden, like, if you had two spots where, so if you grinded all the way up here, and then did, like, a small little jump, then you had all these, like, crazy powder grinds.
Yeah. And
you're dodging all this other shit down here. Next thing you know,
you're in first.
You've lapped people.
You're in first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites, too, because you start off, like, last, and then all of a sudden, once you hit that one spot, then it's just like, boom, you're in first, and you see how far ahead you are, like,
Midnight collapse.
oh, yeah.
Oh.
Fuck.
The PS2.
Yeah. That was a life changer. PS1 was awesome.
PS1, I mean, PS1's always going to be the system. My first system I bought with my own money.
Exactly.
I remember going to Walmart and buying 2 garbage fucking launch games.
PS2 was the one for me. That was the first system I bought with my own money.
Yeah.
Because the PS1 I primarily used was more or less Ryan's PS2.
Yeah,
PS1, sorry.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting, like, Steve hands me down, like a hand-me-down, like you can borrow this because I got a PS2 type of thing.
Right.
I bought the PS2 with my own money, and I was like, holy fuck. Like, I was like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
I felt like a big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
Because it was the 1-2 punch, too, because it was that Metal Gear Solid 3, and I was like a game boner for that game. Holy fuck.
You know what I read?
Hold on, before I forget.
Oh.
The only time that I've replicated, or at least come close to that feeling, was when I got the PS4.
Yeah?
That was the closest that I got to that feeling where you're like, yes, I fucking got this thing.
But it's so much different as an adult, right? Because, like, as an adult, you can get things when you want it a little easier than you could when you were younger.
The difference was, though, because, like, we were kind of tight for cash, but I was using spiff money.
Yeah.
And I grinded spiff money, and I got helped out quite a bit from John Graham, who was the sales manager. But he didn't collect spiffs or commissions or anything, so you sell some of these TVs and go, wait, how much do you need?
Mm-hmm.
Here, take this, take this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's mighty nice.
It was super nice. Super nice. But it was great to go in there and pay, I think I ended up paying, like, something stupid, like $60 out of my own pocket between, or no, I think it was only like $40, 30, 40 out of my own pocket for the extended warranty. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, the extended warranty. And then that was it. Yeah, because Red Dead came with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think it was taxes. It was taxes and the extended warranty.
Tax, yep.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, man. And I just got out of there like, oh.
I got it.
Oof.
I got it, yeah.
Oof. Like, the PS3, buying the PS3, I was pumped about the PS3, but...
I was pumped about the PS3, but not super pumped because, A, it was the most expensive console ever released. It was like $700.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but you got lucky.
I got lucky. But then
lucky.
B2, like God of War 2 was still coming to the PS2. So I was like, okay, PS3's out, but it's got garbage games. God of War 2's coming.
Yeah, by the time I got the PS3, like, it was already like 3/4 of the week done its run.
PS3. Oh, man, because I got cost plus 10% in Future Shop. I checked cost prices every morning when I got in. They fucked up the cost on the PS3. It was only $198. I was like, doing it!
I mean, how could you not?
I mean, I saved like $400 or $500. It's crazy.
It's the funniest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
And the best part is that they were like, fuck.
Yeah. And as soon as I bought mine, I told everyone in the store. They sold out. everyone that worked there had a PS3 by the end of the day.
So what happened? Like, what do they do?
Nothing. They can't do anything because it was cost was 10%. So I mean, maybe the guy that puts in that cost price got fired, but
Yeah.
I got a PS3.
Yeah, he definitely got fired. Definitely got fired. It's like even like by the time I got the PS3, it was $300 for the fucking 120 gigs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was something. Yeah, because like the base was 60, and then the step up was yeah, that's right. But again, I got the one that wasn't the sleek, slimmer version. Now it came out later.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, well. Anyway, PlayStation 2.
Happy birthday, PS2.
Happy birthday, and
20 years old.
So much for the memories.
Lots of
But
good
thank
memories.
you for the memories.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching us.
You're making
on
memories
YouTube.
with us right now.
And thank you for watching us on Instagram and for listening to us on SoundCloud and Google Podcasts.
You're all over the place.
And Apple Podcast.
Yeah. And
Facebook. You can watch us on Facebook.
And Twitter.
And why would you watch us on Twitter? I mean, just kidding.
You could
watch us on Twitter, too.
I mean, yeah.
It's been a while since we've done this.
We haven't done this in a while. I mean, I've been kind of getting the episodes out, but truthfully, we haven't recorded an episode in like a month now, so.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, you think we're only about 2 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a month.
It's about a month. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, well.
Thank you.